Well, it was a pretty blustery day outside, but it looks like it's cleared up just long enough for me to make this video. Greetings, viewers. This is CP666 signing on for a very, very, very cool video. Those of you who like my camcorder videos, check this one out. Look what showed up today. Now, those of you who know what the Zenith VM6000 is will need no introduction to why this is particularly special. This one is complete, with even more accessories than what fits in this box. It's not quite the JVC GR-C1 that was made famous by the Back to the Future movie series, but it's probably about as close as anybody who doesn't want to break the bank is going to get. If you want a genuine JVC, good luck. You're probably looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of $500, $600, $700 plus dollars to purchase one of those. This didn't cost me anywhere close to that. I mean, it still wasn't cheap. And arguably, if you want a Zenith version, you'll probably have a little bit harder of a time finding one, because I just didn't see too many of them available. And my camera power supply is crapping out. I see a battery indication flashing across my screen. I'm using the Zenith VM6000 to record this. Probably not the best choice of camera for someone like this. Maybe I'll give another overview in another video with a newer camera, but I thought that this would be, you know, cool, period correct. This camera I'm using right now is from March of 1987. I looked at the date on this one that's in here, and it is from 1985. I didn't actually take a look at the month of manufacture. But if we go ahead and we come over here, you can see a couple of things here. A couple of Zenith TC20 SHG 20-minute tapes. I have never seen a 20-minute tape in person until now, and I've got two of them here. There's another one here without a case. I have 4 batteries. They are sitting out right now. There's a couple right there. And there's one on the charger over there, charging. Go ahead, or what we'll do now is we will go ahead and open this up. Unfortunately, the box isn't in the world's best condition, but, I mean, who cares? Oh, I almost forgot. I have all of this, too. So, what do we have here? We've got the user's manual. I'm going to take all this out on camera and we'll have a look at it then. Alright, so as you can see, I've gone ahead and taken the camera out of the carrying case. Here's a look at some of the paperwork. Put this into macro mode here. There you can see this was the tag. That would have been presumably either on the box or on the camera if it were like a demonstration, or maybe this was how they shipped. I really don't know. But this would have been on the camera. It advertises all of the features, which, assuming you can actually read it, you could pause the video to do so. You flip it around, it's the same thing in French. Or maybe not. It's actually in English. Huh, interesting. Although this was a US model, I did have to get this across the border, but either way. Cool Lux Professional Lighting Guide. Made on Earth, North Hollywood, California. So this is an accessory that it looks like, unfortunately, I did not get. I might have to scan this. This might be cool to scan. It's a halogen lamp. That's neat. Important safeguards for you and your new Zenith product. So what's this all about? Is this the, if I don't throw it halfway across the room. Yeah, it's just your usual stuff, including antenna grounding, which I'm sure nobody actually cares about. I'm sure nobody ever did that. Let's see if we can get that in a little bit better focus. Probably should have just left it alone. Anyway. There was another one. There's a blue one in here as well. Yeah, there we go. This is their old, come on, go into macro. The old slogan, the quality goes in before the name goes on. Unfortunately, that's not true anymore. Everything is China pride now. Made in Japan, printed in Japan. When using a battery pack, again, assuming that you can read this, I'm probably going to make another video of some of this stuff so you'd have a little bit of a better time reading it. And I think I'm running out of tape. Huh! Well, that could be a problem. And the wind is really going crazy out there. I'll have to see if I can find another tape. Here's the owner registration card. I wonder if it's filled out. Nope, it's not. Now a video camera and a VCR all in one. I think that was a first when this thing came out. Of course, we have the user's guide, the instruction booklet, which tells you all kinds of things. So, I don't know if I've got enough tape to do this. It looks like I've still got quite a bit. So we'll go ahead and we'll open this up. Assuming that I can open it up on camera. To reveal the magic within. I'm not going to set the whole camera up on this video, just because, like I said, I don't think I've got enough time to really do it. But you can see, it comes with the power supply, which, believe it or not, actually does not have an umbilical cord. So you could not actually use this to power the camera, which I thought was strange. Here's the microphone, which actually, believe it or not, detaches and just connects via a standard interface. Try and put this in the macro again, so we can get a better look at that. I probably just left it in macro, but whatever. There is the rather large and kind of unwieldy, honestly, camera itself. See all the controls. It is weird. I will tell you one thing. If you do find one of these and you find it won't record, you have to push the record and play buttons in order to put it into record pause mode before you can start recording. Found that out the hard way myself with a lot of careful diddling. There's a manual tracking control. All of the other manual controls are on the other side. Being as old as this camera is, the other thing that is worth noting about it is that there is no autofocus at all. And the manual actually gives a rather hilarious method for focusing. Let's see if I can find it here. I'm not sure I can before I run out of tape. But it was on page 26. I do remember that much. Yeah, I could see it from here. Let's see if we can get it out here. Yeah, there we go. So the way that you're actually technically supposed to do this is to zoom all the way in, focus it, and then zoom all the way out. Good advice. You're probably supposed to do that on all of these older cameras, but I don't think very many people ever did. I mean, you can see there's no mention of any autofocus. There's certainly no infrared focusing system or anything like that. There's the viewfinder, which again, rather radical departure. This detaches from the camera. It just kind of attaches to the side like that. It's got a little thing on it. Let's see if we can get that into focus. Then I got two more tapes over here. Again, two genuine Zenith TC20s. I'm going to go ahead and I'll stop this, and I might actually take the camera out and set it up for all of you, assuming I've got enough tape to do so. Okay, so here's the camera itself, which you can get a better look at, hopefully. Again, I'll probably make another video documenting this. This is a shoulder cam, so you can see it's got the, how did this thing go into macro? It's got the shoulder. Well, that sucks. I just ran it out of tape. So, grab another one and continue on. Like I was saying, the shoulder pad there, for resting your head against when you've got this on your shoulder. This actually comes off as well, a little handle. And I guess that if you want to use an accessory, because this is basically a standard accessory shoe that this plugs into, we can go ahead and we can take this off and show you. That is basically just a standard accessory shoe. It's a little out of focus, but you get the idea. Here are the manual controls on the side. Manual white balance, or what I would consider to be white balance now, but this thing calls it a filter, and then there's another white balance control beside it. I'm not really sure how that works. Should probably read the manual with respect to that. Sensitivity. This is actually, believe it or not, a tube-based camera, which makes it the only tube-based camera in my possession at this particular juncture. It uses a Saticon tube, as far as I can remember. It's got a manual iris control as well. As you can see right there, or you could before the bumped all of that. And you can see your manual macro, which you do actually have to take it out of manually. You have to actually push it down. So unlike a lot of the newer cameras, which will automatically go out of macro mode. Here you can see the manual focus. There's an iris lock button here. There's your zoom control on that side. I think you see most of that. There's a battery eject. Which, I don't know, is that actually working? Yeah, it might be. Either way. So we'll put this handle back into place. Try to put this handle back into place. Might not be able to do it with one hand. Looks like I mismanaged. This is finally coming around to take the garbage. Anyway, so I managed to get this into place, I think. So the next thing to do is to install this piece, which is the viewfinder, which again goes into another, what looks like an accessory shoe. Well, screw using two hands, we'll just do it this way. So we'll go ahead and then we will set this up properly. So that way the little cord down here is going that way. And again, we'll insert it so that it clicks into place. You can see the Zenith. And then we take this, it's keyed, the connection for the viewfinder, and we will just go ahead and plug that in carefully, like that. And the last thing to do is to plug in the microphone, which looks like it probably had more foam on it than this at one point, but it's not in too bad a shape. It does lock into place here. There is a specific way you're supposed to do this, technically. But we'll circle it around until we get to the point where it's in place, and then twist it, and now it's locked. And now the camera is ready to go. So, thanks to the magic of, well, video editing now that I've run it to tape, we will go ahead and switch over to this camera. This is, if it's actually recording, which it looks like it is, this is the Zenith VM6000. How cool is that? It's my first ever tape-based camera. Actually, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm excited. Really, really excited. It's my first tube-based camera. This thing bases itself on a Saticon tube. So, trying out the zoom there. I think it's pretty cool. Of course, you do have the manual zoom. I don't know if it has autofocus or not. I don't think it does. Here's your zoom. And into focus. Yeah, I don't believe it does have autofocus. I don't see any... Oh, I'm sorry. I don't see any focus mechanisms or anything like that. Or, oh, I'm sorry, the infrared focusing system. So, but that is so cool. There's no date and time overlay. It's pretty similar to these cameras here. Let's see if we can get some macro on this. I can tell how the macro actually works. Oh, I'm zooming in. I'm sorry. It's not easy. There's the Zenith VM6200. I do see a little flashing bar in the corner. I guess that's my iris level. At least that's my opinion. I can go ahead and shift it into backlight compensation mode. This is manual iris control, or exposure. I think they're the same thing. Back to standard, and we can close it all the way. Put it back to standard. I can raise the sensitivity. Well, I don't really need to. It looks like it's picking up very well. A lot better than on the earlier CCD cameras. White balance, standard, and it's got an adjust button. I don't really know what it does. So I push the adjust button. Set it back to standard. Filter, that I guess is for outdoor. This is for indoor. And I think that's really it for the camera itself. So it really is cool to have one of these in working order. Although it was a bit of a fight to get it to actually try and record. Probably just needed to be used a little bit. Okay, my zoom control. Oh. Zoom control is stuck. Am I even doing the wrong thing here? Oh, yeah, I am. Oh. What just happened? Something is definitely stuck here. I think my zoom got stuck. Well, anyway. Whatever the case may be. Is it in macro? Is that why? Yeah. That's why it was in macro mode. Okay. So now we should get a little bit of zoom. Just try out a little bit of it. Get some focus. It isn't. Looks like it's entirely manual focus. So, well, not too bad. Sometimes the autofocus mechanisms on these earlier cameras doesn't tend to work very well anyway, so. But I don't think I'm going to continue to bore you with this any further. So, on that note, thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off, and I hope to see you next time. Till then.